everyone, on screen you'll watch me do a speed paint of Mary from Kakegurui, and I thought that since I'm drawing one of my favorite characters from one of my favorite animes, that I should do a top 10 anime list. Wow.
Why?
A couple of things, these aren't in any order, they're just as I thought them up. And the ones that I have listed here are the ones that made me the weeaboo I am today. They really helped me on my journey to become as obsessed with anime as I am now. I think a lot of them inspired me to be an artist, so there's a couple bonus ones I'll list at the end, and those will be like ones that I just recommend because they're really good. Basically, this will tell you a story of my life, basically. It's a story of my life based off anime. Okay, so I was just a wee lass roaming around, not influenced by anything. We would go down to the movie store and rent a movie once a week. And like, I don't remember every time that I went, but my first memory of renting movies from there is Sailormoon. I don't know what it was. I was so drawn to, well, now I know what it was. I'm a weeaboo, but yeah, I just loved Sailormoon. I thought it was so cool. Like, you know, when kids are like, oh, when I grow up, I'm gonna be cowboy. I'm gonna be Spider-Man. I was like, I'm gonna be Sailormoon when I'm older. Like, she is the coolest. I think my personality is similar to hers in some ways, but I guess you would say I'm actually, you know, now that I have a poster of Sailormoon right in front of me, and now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of think like I'm a Jupiter because she's kind of got that serious side and the goofy side. She kind of bonds with everybody, and she's like a strong person. Like, that's her big thing, is that she's really strong. So Sailormoon, it was like a huge shaper in I think my anime journey. It wasn't until I got to middle school that I had my second run-in with the animes.
Don't fuck with me! I have the power of God and anime on my side!
Wait, Sailor Moon at this point for me in middle school was like a cartoon. I just was interested in it, and I definitely drew more towards the anime style, but I didn't watch anime, if that makes any sense. Or like, I would watch it on the weekends. I kind of would catch little bits of Inuyasha and Eureka 7. So my mom's computer was the first computer I'd ever used the internet on. And of course, by middle school, I was like, what's this anime thing anyway? Because I did have a friend who was interested in a very specific anime, which I will mention later because this isn't its time, you know? It's not its time. So I was looking around and I came across Chobits. It was the first anime that I watched that was like, whoa, anime is cool. It's very emotional. It's so different than Sailor Moon. Like, I thought that anime was like Sailor Moon or like the action Gundams and stuff. And Chobits like completely changed my mind. It's definitely a love drama. It has like that sci-fi feel to it, and I'm just all about sci-fi and horror, but I also love romance and comedy as well. So it had a lot of different dark elements in it, along with the romance that I really enjoyed. So it was definitely a huge like stepping stone into me getting into anime.
I'm going to be a freshman in college. At least, that's what I thought. I got rejected! I failed! I'm gonna be a bum for a year! That's it! I'm going to prep school. I'll study hard and make sure that I get into college next year. That's right. If I'm going to go, I'll go to Tokyo. Well, the college I want to go to is in Tokyo, right? Right? All right! I'm gonna go to Tokyo!
After Chobits, I had started watching different animes. None of them really stuck out. I do remember watching School Days, but it didn't really shape my life. But one New Year's, I was stuck at my uncle's house for whatever reason, and I was just sitting upstairs. So, lo and behold, some channel was having a Death Note marathon.
Just watch me, El. I'll solve equations with my right hand and write names with my left. I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
so that New Year's, I marathoned Death Note, and I loved it. It was like the Chobits thing. I was like, oh, this is darker, this is crazy, I love it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how good this is. Wow, so cool, sugoi! Then I started looking for like darker ones, and I came across a few that I'll mention later. So I watched Death Note, I went and looked up a bunch of animes, and one of the first ones I watched was Future Diaries, now that I'm into the horror aspect of anime. It was so good, I love it so much. Everything about it, just like the whole concept was so cool, and the horror and the Yandere. And just everything. Oh my goodness. I can't express how much Future Diaries changed how just me as a person and the things that I like. I think that Future Diaries is just one of those things that just really triggered in my brain just something that it needed to be awoken. This is just one that I found in high school. It's just the next one on the list, let's say. And this is Yondemasu yo azazel-san, or You Are Being Summoned, Azazel. Everyone has an anime that not a lot of people know about that they really like, and they show it to people all the time, but then they never like it as much as they do. If you haven't watched Yondemasu, go watch it right now. What are you doing with your life?
このまま警察にご同行願おうか。
させるか
その時アザゼルの脳裏にショボイ走馬灯が走った。
逃げて岡田さん普通に逃げてください普通に
It's about a demon summoner who hires a girl, and it's about that girl just kind of learning about demon summoning. She's kind of like a secretary of sorts, but anyhoozle, I basically graduated, didn't go to prom, and went about my business. So I ended up getting a job at this call center, and that's where I met my boyfriend. So that was 2012. We started watching different animes together, and one of the first animes we watched, he was basically telling me, we have to watch Naruto. I can't believe you haven't watched Naruto. It's great. We need to watch it.
So believe it! 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 Remember it!
What the hell's wrong with it?
I'd never watched anything like Naruto before, and it was so good. I thought it was the greatest. I don't think it's the greatest anime ever, but it's definitely one of my actual favorites. Like Sailormoon, I wouldn't say is the best anime in the world. I like it because of nostalgia, and it was a huge part in me liking anime, and so I always want to get stuff for it because I wouldn't like the things that I like today if I hadn't seen it when I was a kid. Or maybe I would have, because there's a lot of other things that happened in my life that made me know I would always be a fan of the Nihon. So we found, I believe, I'm just looking here, yes, Haikyuu was the first one of the next animes that we found together that was really good. That would have been 2016 Fan Expo. I saw a charm at someone's booth and it was a really cute charm, and I was like, oh, what anime is this? And she said, it's Haikyuu. And so then I went home and I watched the first episode, and I was like, oh, where have you been? I love Haikyuu. It is one of my favorite animes. Naruto and Haikyuu, I mean, if I have a specific type of anime, it is definitely #1 good boy animes. I love them. Second to last, but not least, is My Love Story. And this one really just made me be like, oh, my life is anime. It was one of the animes that changed Andrew's opinion kind of about romantic ones as well, and also school days. So now it's kind of like he showed me an anime that changed how I thought about fighting animes, and I showed him an anime that changed his kind of romantic dark animes, and so now we just enjoy anime together all the time, and it's just fueled me because I have this, you know, person who just like likes all the same anime as I do, so we just watch anime. Final thing, the nail in the coffin, I have to say, was Boku no Hero. The coffin lid was Haikyuu.
叩くなら折れるまでなんだそりゃそんな余計な情報はいらねえよほら正常かかってこいやおい破れるだろ
And the final nails in that coffin was Boku.
踏み出せヒーローへの第一歩はこれだよ
I had like all this anime floating around willy-nilly. Haikyuu dumped cement over that, and then Boku solidified it. So those papers aren't floating around anymore. They're there forever. It was around that exact time that I watched Boku and Kakegurui that I finally, like, I don't know what it was, but a switch just went off in my head. This is what it means to be passionate about something. Now I actually care about stuff in this world. Like, it just sounds dumb, but it was definitely a thing that changed me as a person, and Boku and Kakegurui.
何を言って
私の手は豚だよバーカ
And just the life that I have now, everything just kind of fell into place right when I watched those two animes, and so that's why they made the list. So bonus animes that I just think people should watch. Yemi Shibai, Japanese Ghost Stories, is amazing. If you want a horror anime, this is the horror animes of horror animes.
寄ってらっしゃい見てらっしゃい闇芝居の時間だよ
You need to watch it. I'm not saying you're gonna get your pants spooked off. I'm just saying it's scary, okay? You like scary anime, you gotta watch this. Yami Shibai, Japanese Ghost Stories. You gotta watch it. All right, second bonus is Hell Girl. It's really cool. Again, same character. Well, okay, these next two are the same characters in the episodes, but different things happen. And they're both kind of about, like, you know, kind of horror, kind of dark, not really scary, just like kind of interesting and in that dark motif. It's about a girl who people contact by, basically that you type in the name of the person you want to go to hell, and then she comes and takes them to hell.
Because of that woman.
Your grievance shall be avenged.
What are you doing here, you little brat?
Oh, pitiful shadow lost in the darkness, bringing torment and pain to others. Oh, damned soul wallowing in your sin. Perhaps it is time to die.
And XXXholic is about a guy who stumbles upon kind of like a spirit, like half spirit, half not spirit realm. It's kind of like an in-between place, this lady's house. He's constantly followed by ghosts, and the lady offers to take away the ghosts in exchange for payment. So she says that he can do the remainder of the payment by coming and cooking for her every day.
Do you want to know my name?
No thanks, I'm good.
Yuko Ichihara.
And she tells me anyway.
Naturally, it's an alias.
So why tell me at all?
This isn't like a huge plot point, it's just like the reason he's there. The main thing is the people who come to her for help. Anyway, those are my top 10 animes with a few bonus ones. Thanks for watching.